There's a very specific one that I'm looking for, but if I don't find it, I could just use another one. Here we go. Let's test the kink out of you. So this one's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be a long one. So we have absolutely disagree, we have neutral, no opinion, and we have absolutely agree. Let's do this. I don't mind a little playful resistance for my partners. In the end, I'll win anyway. In love, brats. I like forcing my partner into submission much more than them submitting spontaneously. Ooh, this one's interesting. Do I prefer them to fight a little bit? For me, it would depend on my mood. I wouldn't say absolutely all the time, but I love a little bit of fight in them. I like to be dominated, especially in the bedroom. I'm a switch, so I agree. Again, this is all gonna be hypothetical. Like, let's pretend that I have actually like done this type of stuff, right? Let's say hypothetically I had sex, like lots of sex, lots of hot sex. Hypothetically, pretend I'm just like a baller and I just be getting men and women left and right. Hypothetically. Where you go outside. I do go outside. It's just for work. You know, you needed to go outside for things besides work. You got money for me? You got money to go outside to do anything besides work? If you give me money, I can then spend that money to go outside and then do stuff. I try to touch grass. I try to enjoy the sun. And you know what happens whenever I go outside to enjoy the sun or enjoy the grass? I get itchy. And I get so itchy that it irritates my entire body, and then I have to come back inside. Also, being perceived by other people, absolutely not. She's literally my type. You love women that are allergic to the outside. All right, I am willing to try anything once, even if I don't think I will like it. Absolutely not. Again, water sports, that's an absolute no. There is no trying. There is no seeing if I like it. No. There are things I'm willing to try, but to try anything once, absolutely not. Receiving care, being spoiled are some of the main things I'm looking for in a relationship. So for me personally, I'm gonna say absolutely. But if I was in a relationship, I like the idea of like us spoiling each other, right? So for me, this is an absolute yes. I have a thing for large age gaps in sexual encounters or relationships. For me, I genuinely do like the thing of age gaps, but the thing is, it's hard because I am 18. So if I was to ever date someone that was like closing in on their 30s, people be like, crime! Police! Help! This would have to be when I'm older. So it's like if I was like 25, right? At my current age, though, absolutely not. Let's see. When it comes to sexual acts, my partner's discomfort is pretty much irrelevant. If it gives me more pleasure, absolutely not. Well, wait, it kind of depends, right? Like if they're genuinely uncomfortable, then no. But if it's like a arousal uncomfortable, then that's different. I'ma just assume that they mean someone's genuine discomfort and just say absolutely not. I enjoy playing or acting like a pet animal. I hate this because this is gonna reveal so much about me. Yes, I do. For me personally, since I'm a switch, whenever I'm into something, I'm into it in both ways, right? I'm into being the person who is like taming and also the person who is being tamed and stuff like that. Like I am a switch in its purest form. I like being dominated, but also like to dominate. What kind of animal? It pretty much a dog. Dog, wolf. Again, I'm a big dog wolf person. You're not gonna catch me acting like any other animal. Hold on. Let me redact my statement. 99% of the time, it's gonna be a dog or like a wolf or something like that. I could do cat or bunnies, but 99% of the time, it's gonna be a dog. There is no reason why sex should have to happen in a private spaces, isolated from the outside world. Okay, so I do like the idea of doing it in public, but not like out in public. I'm not an exhibitionist like that, right? But like in a public bathroom or like in a movie theater, I can get behind that. But like doing it like out in the open, no. Like I fantasize about it, but like actually doing it, no. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read that. I would like to serve a formal setting with explicit slave training.
I beg your pardon?
Okay, for me personally, when it comes to this type of thing, I'm kind of torn between two places. Because on one hand, I can see why people find that hot, like genuinely. On another hand, I'm like, it's hard to explain. As long as this doesn't go into certain territory, I think this is fine. Assuming I was single, I would like to join an existing couples or poly groups, a relationship or sexual emotional purposes. I can't do that. I am monogamous as fuck. Once you're mine, you're fucking mine. Now, again, we could do activities together with other couples, but to be in an actual poly relationship, that's not me. I don't have any sort of specific fetish or non-standard sexual turn on. Would being into wolfmen be considered a fetish? Genuine question. I'd say yeah. I don't think I'm into anything super unconventional. I'm definitely not a feet person. Again, I don't feel any way towards feet. Like, feet are just feet. That's all they are. I'll just say slightly disagree. Because I don't think the stuff I'm into is like super outlandish. I enjoy being kept as a pet in a cage, eating out of a bowl, being petted, being caressed. Oh. Would you guys judge me a little bit if I said absolutely to this last question? Yeah, a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. Let's keep going. I love seeing the fear in my partner's eyes when they know I'm going to inflict pain on them. If I inflict pain on my partner, I don't want it to be fear. I want it to be lust. I want them to look at me and be like, more. Exactly. If there's any fear at any point, there's something wrong with the game. I completely agree. Again, if I'm inflicting pain, they should want that. If they have fear, then something's wrong. I enjoy playing a different age than what I technically am.
Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
That's a little yucky. So obviously not younger, because I'm literally 18. So not younger, that's for sure. For me personally, I wouldn't mind playing someone older. For example, I kind of see, like, let's say I'm in a relationship, we're both around the same age, right? And then we do a role play where we pretend one of us is slightly older than the other. I'm completely down for that. But if we're not younger, and if there was like a significant age gap and then we did this, that would feel yucky. I'ma say slightly agree. I like being forced into submission much more than being submitting. For me personally, if I'm gonna be the bottom or the submissive, you gotta fight me first. Unless you're Jinwoo. Unless you are Sun Jinwoo, you gotta fight me for me to submit to you. I am willing to pay for porn if it really suits my sexual. Nah, bruh. I can find this for free. I'm not paying for. Actually, no, I'm gonna move it here. Because if there's like an artist and they're like working independently on like a project, then that's different. But to just watch porn in general, I'm not paying for that. Living with a group of slaves owned by me and serving me would be my ultimate goal in life. Oh my god, bro. Imagine I just had a whole group of men that just are there only for me whenever I want them. Absolutely. Where do I volunteer? I'll be taking applications now. So if you want to submit your application to be one of the men in my harem, you can. I enjoy keeping my partners as pets, providing them with a cage, feeding them out of a bowl, petting, caressing. Absolutely. If I could just have a man in a cage every day, just waiting for me to wake up and give them all their stuff, everything. I would love that. One of my biggest fantasies. Does the cage have a pillow? Absolutely. Well, of course the cage is gonna have everything. It's gonna have like pillows, and it's gonna have blankets, and it's gonna have stuffed animals, and it's gonna have books, and it's gonna have handcuffs, all that type of stuff. Right? I'm gonna make sure it has everything that you need. If part of my sexual desires are not fulfilled with my partner, I would want to see other people to fill the main gaps. So for me, what do you mean by seeing other people? As in like you leave the relationship and then you find someone better? Or as in this is during the relationship? Because for me personally, if we're sexually incompatible, then it's not gonna work. We have to be romantic and sexually compatible. Okay, now that I'm reading it again, it's probably during. If my person is not fulfilling my sexual desires, I'm just gonna leave them straight up. I'm not gonna go behind their back and find other people. I'm gonna just be like, hey, like I appreciate you, we connect emotionally, all that type of stuff, but we don't really connect sexually, so I think we just need to part ways and then find other people. Talking back to one's dominant in a teasingly disobedient way should be part of the sub's fun. Absolutely. Both ways. If my man was like being like teasingly disobedient, oh, that would turn me the fuck on. When it comes to sexual acts, my own discomfort is pretty much irrelevant if it allows me to give my partner real pleasure. Completely disagree. If I am uncomfortable at any point, I'm stopping that. If my partner would really enjoy using me as a urinal, I would happily let them. I'm not a fucking urinal. All right, the results are in. Let's go down the list. 100% brat? What the fuck? I'm not a brat. You sure sound. Shut up. Says while being like, shut up. I'm not a fucking brat. Degradee. So the person being degraded. Rigger, to be honest, I don't know what the that is. Rope bunny. I'm not gonna lie, bunny is like one of those names that like if someone calls me bunny, I would disintegrate. I don't appreciate the fact that a lot of like submissive, like the ones you would get if you're submissive, are at the top. I don't like this. You see this? Dominant 93%, submissive 92%. So technically I'm more dominant than submissive. So fuck you. Daddy, mommy. I wanna be a fucking mommy. Fuck me, bro. This was supposed to be at the fucking top. Age play, good. Why is it 1%? It should be 0%. Oh yeah. So like when it comes to playing older, but then when it comes, okay, got you. You're right. But I want to be a fucking mommy. This pisses me off. I want this to be higher. The fact that brat is at the top pisses me off. I'm not a fucking brat. These are my official results. It says I'm a fucking brat. I disagree, but it's whatever. I'm not denying it because I'm a brat. I'm denying it because it's not true. I do. Oh my god, you guys are so freaking annoying.